Good morning. Please be seated. Welcome to our 2023 commencement honoring McLean School's 21st senior class. Let's begin with a brief moment of silence. Thank you. We're here to celebrate many people today. Among them, we honor the talented, committed educators who bring their hearts, their minds, their creativity, and their passion for education in service of our students every day. They stand at the heart of our work here. Please join me in thanking them. Our music today is provided by the Commencement Ensemble. Many thanks to Craig Mouchon, Performing Arts Department Chair, Dr. Zachary Grimm, Band Director, and Kat Whitesides, Strings Director, as well as the students in the instrumental program who are participating today. We're also pleased to have several alumni in the ensemble. I'm joined on the stage this morning by Chapin Miller, head of Upper School, whose wisdom, compassion, and belief in our students have played an important role in the success of those we will be honoring today. By Jim Sigliano, Chair of the Board of Trustees, and by our commencement speaker, Susan Page. I'll introduce Jim and Susan more fully later in the program. I'm now pleased to introduce the speakers for the class of 2023. Mohammed Masakwa and Sophie Rubin were chosen by the senior class to speak on their behalf. Mohammed joined McLean in 7th grade. He's a well-rounded, friendly, and articulate young man. A talented artist, Mohammed enrolled in all but one of our art classes while at McLean. He has a passion for engaging in conversations surrounding social justice and processes. Considers and articulates extremely complex, nuanced ideas with incredible maturity. His work in education and social justice has gone from dressing up as a Black Panther during his freshman year to being an inaugural co-founder of the Upper School's first People of Color Club. Mohammed also served as a grade representative his junior year. Finally, he was a valued member on the basketball, track and field, and soccer teams. Mohammed is taking his excellent problem solving and discourse skills, artistic ability, and entrepreneurial skills to Stevenson University next year. Sophie Rubin. Although she joined the McLean community just last year, Sophie has left an indelible mark on our upper school community. Like Mohammed, she's a staunch supporter of social justice initiatives. She is outspoken, kind, and carries wisdom beyond her years. As a co-founder of the upper school's first women's equity group, she advocated fiercely for greater access to improved feminine care products for the community. She was also a senior grade representative and member of the activities and prom committees. Many of Sophie's accomplishments were facilitated by her incredible writing skills, for which she earned the English Department Award this year. She will take her writing skills, high EQ, and passion for supporting others to the College of Charleston next year as she pursues a bachelor's degree in psychology. Sophie and Muhammad, would you please approach the podium?
Hello, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. My name is Muhammad Nasser Jr. Today marks a significant milestone in our lives. As we stand here, ready to embark on new journeys. We have spent years learning, growing, and overcoming challenges to reach this moment. As we step into the unknown, let us embrace the power of our dreams. Remember that success is not defined by the grades we receive, or the accolades we have earned. True success lies in the pursuit of our passion and the differences we make in the lives of others. Inevitably, we will face obstacles along the way, but let those challenges fuel our determination rather than deter us. Embrace failure as a stepping stone to success. For it is through setback that we discover our strength and resilience. Never underestimate the power of perseverance. Keep pushing forward, even when the path seems uncertain. Believe in your abilities and trust that you have what it takes to achieve greatness. Remember that you are capable far more than you imagine. Remember to be fearless in pursuit of your dreams, but also be open to the unexpected. Embrace change, for it is through change that we grow and evolve. Seek out new experiences, step outside your comfort zone, and learn from every opportunity that comes your way. I would like to take a moment to remind my fellow soon-to-be graduate class to appreciate your journey. Graduation is not just about the destination, but also the memories we have created and the relationships we have formed. Cherish the friendship and connections you have made during your time here, as they will become a source of inspiration and support in the coming years. Before I finish, I would like to leave my fellow classmates with part of my favorite quote that I personally rely on in times of uncertainty. Our deepest fear isn't that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond imagining. As we conclude this chapter of our lives, let us carry the lessons we've learned, the memories we've made, and the dreams we hold dear. Congratulations, graduates. The world awaits our unique contributions. Let's go forward and make a difference.
Thank you for those profound words, Muhammad. One of the really fun things about ceremonies like this is we only do them once a year, so logistically they can get a little complicated. And so I want to ask Brianna whether there's a speech under her chair.
Well, now that one thing went wrong, be a little less nervous about the rest. Okay. Hi, I'm Sophie, for those of you who haven't met yet, which I recognize is a decent number of you, considering this is only my second year here. I've learned a lot for 2 years though. I've grown a lot and I've changed a lot. I was really nervous to start at a new school as a junior. I've been a new girl once before in 8th grade, and between you and me, I loved it. I loved the attention. Nobody knew me, and it felt like I presented almost everybody wanted to. But this time was different than middle school, because my junior year, people had their friends established and people fall into a routine. And I'd never been to a private school before, so I knew this was going to be a really big change. You may not have been able to tell on paper from an academic standpoint, but I was really a struggling student at my school. I was afraid to speak up in class. I would sit in the corner, hoping my anxiety and inattention would go unnoticed. I didn't like to ask for help, unless of course I was asking my friends to send me the answers during online school, in which case I love to ask her. But that's kind of what made me realize that spending my last couple years before college that way was not really the best way to prepare myself. So I started here. And my graduating class size went from 570 students to 35. I want to talk about one specific word that's highlighted in McLean's culture: transformative. To be quite honest, when explaining McLean to someone who had never heard of it, I used to poke fun at this word, putting transformative learning in scare quotes, because really, what is that even supposed to mean? But all of a sudden, at the end of my senior year, I'm able to reflect on my own personal journey through the last 4 years. And now I understand what is meant by this word, transformative. Before starting on McLean, my hardest work in school was dedicated to being invisible. I did my best to blend into the sea of students in the hallways and to fade into the backgrounds of my teachers' minds. Now, through the inspiring and encouraging culture I have found at McLean, my curiosity and enthusiasm follows me inside and out of the classroom. I'm now more eager than ever to learn and to grow, because here I feel seen and understood as a person rather than just another student like me. Here we are valued for our strengths and our capabilities, helping us build the confidence to work harder, to believe in ourselves, to take risks, to pursue our passions, and to become leaders. I would like to give my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to our incredible teachers and faculty. Over the past 2 years, anytime I'm asked about my thoughts on McLean, the teachers at the school are the first and honestly the greatest thing that I have to talk about. Our teachers are more hardworking and committed to not only helping us grasp content and material, but to building trust and relationships with us, both as students and as your team. Taking the time and showing the interest in making connections with us has made the biggest difference in helping us improve as students and people. Thank you to the administrators, the building service staff, the nurses and cafeteria staff, and everyone else who kept our school running behind the scenes. Thank you to the parents and the grandparents and everyone who has made it possible for us to be here today. And thank you all to the friends and family for coming here to celebrate this great accomplishment with us. In my short time at McLean, I have witnessed my fellow students growing and changing with me. I look around and I feel proud of each of us, as with whom I have been working with to voice our opinions and create new and positive impacts on our community. From clubs to sports teams, SGA, and everything in between, we have all worked together and doing our part to leave a true mark on McLean. I'm not the only one to believe that the world has never been the same since 2020. It's our class that has to navigate through our typical high school challenges, in addition to facing the global pandemic. And I am so proud to say that today we've officially made it to the light at the end of the tunnel. We have all had different challenges and experiences that have led us to be sitting here on the stage. I hope you all take the lessons and things that you have learned here and continue to apply them in your futures, whatever those lessons may be. Self-advocacy, flexibility, studying and organization, open-mindedness, and most importantly, checking your emails. Before I go, I want to wish my classmates one last congratulations and the best of luck next year and every year after that. We'll never be in high school again, so that sounds like reason enough to celebrate today.
Thank you, Sophie, for those beautiful words, and thank you again, Mohammed. We have a small gift for you. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker. Susan Page is the Washington Bureau Chief of USA Today. She's covered 11 presidential campaigns and 7 White House administrations. And she's interviewed the past 10 presidents, 3 of them after they left office and 1 before he moved in. She's the author of 2 best-selling books, Madam Speaker, Nancy Pelosi and the Lessons of Power, and The Matriarch, Barbara Bush and the Making of American Dynasty. She's now working on a biography of Barbara Walters, being published by Simon & Schuster in 2023. Susan is a native of Wichita, Kansas, a graduate of Northwestern and Columbia Universities, and a proud mother of 2 sons. She's a former president of the White House Correspondents Association and the Gridiron Club. And she has every journalism award given specifically for coverage of the presidency. As many of us will recall, in 2020, she moderated the vice presidential debate between Mike Pence and Kamala Harris. In that capacity, she was the first print reporter ever to be the solo moderator for the Commission on Presidential Debates. Please join me in welcoming Susan Page to the podium.
There was a debate with Mike Pence, Kamala Harris, and the fly. And no, we couldn't see it on stage. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. I'm so honored to be here, and I was so pleased when Rebecca Dallek called and asked me to speak this morning. Thank you, Rebecca. And to the 34 graduating seniors who are here this morning, let me just say it again. Congratulations, you did it. Congratulations also to your proud parents and grandparents, and to your teachers and staff members here. Congratulations to all the hard work and good karma that helped lead to this happy day. I remember the happy day my husband Carl and I learned that our son Ben had been admitted to Mrs. Khan's kindergarten class at the McLean. We couldn't have been happier if he had been admitted to Harvard Law. Because going to this school at that moment was the best possible place to be for him and for his family. Perhaps some of you have had that same experience. Now, this is not to say that everything always went smoothly. There was that time in the 4th grade when we were summoned to the head of school's office. Ben, it turned out, had been publishing a 4th grade periodical named The Evil Newsletter. It was full of news of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the sort of jokes that 4th graders find hilarious. They were, it turned out, not the sort of jokes that the head of school found hilarious. That was the end of the Evil Newsletter, although, by the way, if you're interested, we have kept a complete archive. Just a quick update on Ben. He did not turn to a life of crime. He is now a researcher at the Library of Congress, a job he loves, and the proud father of 2 toddlers. Ben has turned out just fine. After all, he has had the good fortune of having great teachers like Ms. Jansen and friends and role models starting right here. The trajectory of Ben's happiness, his self-confidence, his productivity as an adult was launched in Mrs. Khan's kindergarten class. Now it's your turn. What's next? For what it's worth, I have some simple advice. There are 3 rules that I wrote out and posted on our refrigerator when Ben and his brother Will were growing up. 3 rules, a total of 9 words. This is all you need to remember to thrive and prosper for the rest of your life, and will be the shortest commencement address ever. Rule number 1, no hurting, no hurting. That is, do not punch your brother in the face. Do not pummel him with angry words or other people. No hurting. That's rule number 1. It's about an attitude of kindness and respect toward other people, including those who annoy you. Rule number 2, try your best. Rule number 2 is about your attitude toward yourself. It doesn't mean you have to get an A or land a promotion or win a race. It says you should do the best that you can do. The most meaningful competition you will ever have is against yourself, measured by meeting your own potential. Try your best. And rule number 3, and this is really the most crucial of all. Rule number 3, give mom a break. Give mom a break means that even if there is no specific rule about not pushing beans at her nose, don't do it. No, don't do stupid things. This rule also should let you know how much you mean to your family and how much you can rely on them now and later and forever. These 3 rules were the framework for our family when we didn't grow. When they got a little older, I added a supplemental piece of advice. Because this is Washington, a town full of lawyers, including perhaps some in this room, I call it addendum A to rule number 2. Rule number 2, you recall, is try your best. Addendum A is just say yes. When an opportunity arises, say yes. When a chance to do something exciting and new and difficult and scary comes up, raise your hand. Don't be afraid to make a leap. Take a chance. Don't be reluctant because you aren't sure you can succeed. Do it because you're not sure you can succeed. It's the worst thing that can happen. Maybe you'll fail, but we learn a lot from failing. I've learned more from failing than I have from succeeding. You can figure out what went wrong so you don't fail next time. You can realize there's something entirely different that you really want to do. A few years ago, I failed. There was a job I wanted and tried to get and thought I deserved. I didn't get it. That was disappointing. Actually, it really ticked me off. But when I got over being mad, I decided I would try something else entirely, something I had never done. I decided I would write a book. There was no guarantee that I could write a book, but I decided to just say yes. And as you know from this generous introduction, I've now done 2 books, both on the New York Times bestseller list. And I'm actually finishing my 3rd book due to Simon Schuster today. My editor there is wondering why I'm here, and I'm as it turns out, I love writing books. And if I had gotten that job I wanted, if I hadn't failed, I never would have known that. The worst thing that can happen isn't really that you fail. The worst thing that can happen is that you never try. You are stronger and smarter and more capable than you believe. And you'll never know for sure if you don't do this. Just say yes. Barbara Bush, Nancy Pelosi, and Barbara Walters are three pretty different people, but they shared this. They were all members of the silent generation, sandwiched between the greatest generation and the baby boomers. And when they graduated from high school, when they were where you are today, no one expected very much of them because they were girls. People couldn't see past that one thing, their gender, to recognize their potential. But one of them became the influential wife and mother of presidents. Another became the first female Speaker of the House, the most powerful woman in American history. The third was a groundbreaking female journalist who helped shape TV's golden age. They became people of great consequence, but it wasn't easy, not for any of them. There's a lesson in their lives. Life is unfair, but when you face a challenge, when you overcome a hurdle, it tests you. It makes you stronger. It makes you smarter. Standing up to the challenges of life is the defining characteristic in the life stories of our greatest leaders. Dealing with life's challenges is the essence of our greatest books and poetry and music and art. Maybe some of you have already faced challenges that not every kid has to face. It has tested you. It has made you stronger. It has made you more resilient. It has given you greater empathy for other people and the challenges they face. It has prepared you for whatever is ahead. So in conclusion, to the McLean class of 2022, congratulations, you did it.
Thank you, Susan, for those inspiring words and really terrific life advice. I have a gift for you, but I realized, oh, okay. But fortunately, it's unbiased. It is my pleasure to announce Brianna Barrett and Serena Government as the co-valedictorian of the McLean School. Brianna Barrett is a deep thinker with a wry sense of humor. She's caring, compassionate, intelligent, and she loves to dance. She's well informed and a curious conversationalist. Brianna cares deeply about social justice and the fact that she was largely responsible for the formation of a Students of Color Club is but one example of her passion for making a better world. She's one who feels things deeply, listens to all kinds of music, is a skilled artist with good techniques in drawing and painting, and she's someone you can have a laugh with. Brianna is also one who can take a joke. As president of the SGA, she worked to improve the school for those who come after her, collaborating with her classmates, her teachers, and school administrators. An excellent example of Brianna's leadership is the way she completed a revision begun by last year's student government, leaving her young classmates in a better place. So I think that's a revision of our dress code. Yeah. Brianna's been at McLean since 5th grade, and she clearly has made a lasting impression on all of us. She's been a class representative, a student ambassador, and has served on the honor committee. Brianna won the Bowdoin Book Award, the Distinguished Xavier Scholar Award, and the University of Vermont Citizens Scholar Award. She earned high honors for her senior project, Hungry for Happiness. Brianna was on the prom committee, the service league, and of course, she is co-valedictorian. Brianna will be attending American University, where she plans to study business entertainment. Serena Government is a smart, witty, hardworking student who's been with us since the 7th grade. She's a very strong Latin student, and she brought her experience at McLean full circle when she took on the role of TA for the 7th grade Latin class this year. Serena's an independent thinker. She knows what her interests are, and she's not easily distracted when she knows what she wants to do. She has common sense beyond her years and a strong instinct for justice. Though generally quiet, when she cares deeply about an issue, she quickly becomes one of the most outspoken students in her class. Serena is also funny, she's a tenacious student of the art, and a real leader. Serena was a McLean ambassador for 3 years in upper school. She served on the honor committee for the last 3 years, and she has won the Scholar Athlete Award, the High Point Junior Scholar Award, and of course, she is now our co-valedictorian. Serena played volleyball, was the captain of the softball team, was in the service league, and she was head of the Latin club. Serena will be attending the University of Mary Washington, where she plans to major in elementary education.
Hi, hope everybody's having a good day. So, I'm Brianna. So when it came to this speech, we're gonna be honest with you, we procrastinated. Did not get together to write this speech until the day before Mr. Wilkins asked us to turn it in.
In the following brings that I think contradictory issue that there's.
However, what's important is that even though we can write the speech in a manner that our titles finish.
We are here speaking to you now with an actual speech in hand. And I feel like that is a great representation of not only this year for us, but for our lives as well.
You have expectations about how you will do things. It will be easier, more convenient, it will be efficient. But in the end, you find that the ways that you least expected will still bring you to that end result you hope.
COVID-19. Nobody expected that a pandemic would be the way that we started our high school career. March of freshman year, we were all stuck at home talking to computers. None of us had a chance to predict what the future would be like, and at that moment, we couldn't have expectations.
But in the end, we all still graduated and in person.
We are all going off and starting our individual careers. And though things we didn't expect to happen did, we still were able to have new beginnings and finish what we set out to do.
Parents, hi. If you look at your kids now, could you imagine your kids would be up here graduating? And I know it's something that you always expect when you have a kid, yeah, but thinking about all that you have to go through to get to that point, sometimes you might have wondered, will your kid really graduate high school?
But either way, in the end, your children are here. Just like we were here making this speech, even though a couple days where we had to turn it in, it was looking a little bit.
To our grade. Oh, sorry, okay. It's crazy seeing everybody grown up, for real. I don't know what I expected us all to look like when I was younger, but it was not like this. We've all changed tremendously and get pulled through so many challenges together despite being else.
Such as us actually being able to have more than one slice of pizza because of Derek's presence.
And my end binder, winning softball player of the year in our PDAC division.
We saw Riley perform in numerous plays and musicals, like this year's Addams Family.
And Charlotte dazzled us with their unique style and impactful art. I somehow, I don't know how I did, found a way to finish this year without taking their art home and stealing it. We would also like to take this time to thank people on behalf of ourselves and our fellow graduates. First, we would like to thank Mr. Miller, Mr. Wilkins, and Ms. Smith, and all of our teachers, really, for leading us through high school and supporting our pursuit. We'd also like to thank Mr. Bellavo for showing us, even from that can be related to real life events and people like Captain America. Despite the challenges students have faced, we still persevered. Maya and Sophie took this to heart when forming the Women's Club. And shout out to all the founding members of POC Club for starting the first POC Club with me last year. Together we hope that you continue to make change and stand up for women's rights. Work hard despite adversity because that's what you got here to hear today. So we wanted to say, despite all that might be going on in the moment, or how much control you felt you might have lost, you will still be able to find a way to finish what you set out to do. Class of 2023, you finished beautifully. Thank you.
Thank you, Serena and Brianna, and congratulations on your extraordinary achievement. One member of the senior class began his McLean education in kindergarten, a status we recognize under the label of lifer. Lifers provide cultural continuity, and this year's lifer provides a great example of why this is important. Will Joseph has spent his entire academic career with us in McLean, and we're grateful for having known and worked with him for so long. All of his teachers take pride in his achievements, and we watch him graduate knowing he has a strong future ahead. As a stalwart member of the soccer and track and field teams, Will led with positivity and a tireless work ethic. Not surprisingly, these qualities permeated his academic and social life at McLean as well. Will brought his kindness and conscientiousness into the fabric of every connection. In 8th grade, Will developed a 3D printed knee brace for his STEAM Fair project to help those recovering from knee injuries. It's no coincidence that his teacher, Mr. Tran, had just gone through the ordeal of having knee surgery. On another occasion, he encountered a student 3 years his junior whom he didn't know. She was inconsolable. Her friends, exasperated from trying to help her, looked at Will when he entered the room. Will simply asked if that student wanted someone to talk to. 45 minutes later, Will could still be found sitting with his student, having single-handedly helped her work through the issue she was facing. As Ms. Dunn, Will's 7th grade advisor, has expressed so fittingly, it would be hard to imagine McLean without Will, but our sadness for his departure is greatly overshadowed by our excitement for the future that lies ahead for him. Will, thank you for spending the last 13 years enriching our community with your conscientiousness and positive energy. I have no doubt that it will echo throughout our community for years to come. We wish you the absolute best as you head to Elon University to study business. And please don't forget to visit. Will, would you please come to the podium? The Ham Bishop Award honors McLean's first headmaster. Ham Bishop served McLean through his transition from a proprietary school to the nonprofit independent school we have today. Through his leadership and that of the founding board, McLean moved onto this campus to continue the important, challenging work that is still our mission to make education accessible to a broad range of students. In the fall of 2011, Ham passed away after a long and notable career in education, always in his own life an example of service and devotion. The Ham Bishop Award honors a current faculty or staff member nominated by peers and selected by the school's administration for service and devotion to McLean School. This year, we have 2 recipients. In keeping with McLean tradition, they will be recognized by the colleagues who nominated them. To recognize the first recipient, please welcome to the podium Emily Swinehart, who serves as assistant to the director of our after-school programs. Emily, would you please come forward? We're going to reverse the order here. It happens that Emily nominated both of the recipients and was joined in one of them by Amy Dunn. So Amy I guess all I have to say about Amy is a wonderful middle school teacher.
Class of 2023, it is so great to see you here today. Some of us have been watching you progress to this day from middle school, and some of the others have been with you on this journey. Whatever path brought you to this graduation day, congratulations and best wishes as you go forth in life. It is remarkable to work for a school that recognizes our colleagues who go above and beyond the usual demands of the job, and an honor to present the A. Hamilton Bishop Award to one of these colleagues. This award is affectionately known as the Ham or the Hammy B among some colleagues. Ham Bishop was the head of McLean School for over 10 years and was widely known in the community and attended many school functions. So we are here to speak about will be widely known in the audience. For over 10 years at McLean, she has worked with students in all 3 divisions and beyond through her enthusiastic efforts in the classroom, on the sports field, in the Alumni Association, and in extracurricular activities. Some audience members may even remember her as a McLean student. Wherever she is in our community, she makes a memorable impression. As a teaching colleague, she's incredibly supportive. For all of our classroom and grade level projects and initiatives, you can count on her to organize, initiate, and generally help out. She's always the first one to volunteer to substitute for classes, especially at a moment's notice. She puts the spirit into Spirit Week, and most recently picked up the duties as the talent coordinator. All that and more is just in the record alone.
Clearly, this person's dedication to McLean extends beyond the classroom. She has served as a coach for a number of McLean's athletic teams and has run scoreboards for campus games. In addition to a multitude of field trips, she has bravely served as chaperone for senior sleepover and for McLean's middle and upper school ski club on Friday afternoons, meaning she wouldn't get back to campus until after 10 p.m. She even donates her time hosting pizza and movie parties in her class during the Boston night out. He joined the Summer Edge team as our net tech in 2022 and served as a member of our active care staff in the town. If all of that weren't enough, she supports many students by tutoring them in the evening and on weekends. Amy and I are sure that there are many ways she supports McLean we either have overlooked or don't even know about. Her roots at McLean go deep. She is a proud McLean alumna, and we hear that when she wasn't a student here, she unabashedly expressed that pride, boisterously cheering on her classmates in various ways with her abundant enthusiasm. You can still clearly hear her supporting the Mighty Mustangs today at every event she attends. Her positive attitude, boundless energy, and sincere love for McLean are undeniable. She truly embodies Mustang pride. That's why it is our pleasure to present this AHAM Traditional Award to Emily Rubin.
There we go.
Anyone who works with people and money understands the relationship needs to be handled with clear communication, patience, and empathy. McLean School is lucky enough to have someone who fills this role perfectly. Not only is she a longtime member of the business office, she's also the parent of two alumni, who she knows what it's like on both sides of the equation. This duality makes her a truly special member of our community. She manages the accounts of hundreds of families each year with kindness and a calm, reassuring presence. In addition, she works directly with many McLean students in our aftercare program multiple days per week, every week. Now, to get a more complete picture of what that means, I'd like you all to close your eyes. Imagine yourself at the end of a long work day, walking into a room of 20 or more kindergarten through grade 8 students, right after the final bell has rung for dismissal. Now imagine it's up to you to get all of those kids, different personalities, needs, and energy levels, settled and focused on homework. Open your eyes. Today as a challenge would be a bit of an understatement, wouldn't it? But day after day, year after year, this incredible person has shown up for McLean's aftercare program and the students and families who depend on it. She has been someone I know I can trust and rely on, and to whom I am deeply, deeply grateful. If she can lend a hand, she always does. She builds relationships with each child, helps with homework, and provides a place where they can feel safe and cared for. She is unquestionably deserving of recognition by her peers, and I am therefore ready to announce that Carolyn Williams is the recipient of the
Congratulations, Carolyn and Emily, and thank you, Amy and Emily. The Head of School Award is given to a senior who embodies McLean's values and spirit and who seeks to foster them in others. This year's award goes to Megan Birchall. Megan started with us in ninth grade, and she quickly made her place at McLean. She's a kind, respectful leader, and she knows how to use her excellent sense of humor to get things done. She's always able to laugh at herself and with others. As a student ambassador, she's a powerful presence. She could always be counted on to represent the school well, and she was particularly impressive in admissions open house. Megan took great care in welcoming new students to the school and helping our admissions office in making visiting students comfortable. She is self-aware, a strong advocate, and she always offered mature and fair observations in the discipline committee. Megan has been a softball manager, captain of the climbing team, and captain of the climbing team, which she helped to create. And she's been heavily involved in the activities committee, the prom committee, and the improv committee. She was a vice president of the activities committee, and she won both the Scholar Athlete Award and the George Eastman Young Leader Award. Megan will be attending Drew University. Our next award is the Board of Trustees Leadership Award, which will be presented by the chair of McLean's Board of Trustees, Jim Sigliano. Jim is the proud father of 3 boys, including Ben, who is attending McLean's in 6th grade and was graduating today. He's the proud husband for 25 years to Dr. Jennifer Rosen, who is MedStar Washington Hospital's Chief of Endocrine Surgery and Ben's mom. Professionally, Jim is Chief Business Officer for WorldStride, the nation's largest and most trusted educational travel organization. Jim joined the McLean Board in 2017 and is completing his first year as chair of the board. Prior to WorldStrides, Jim served at Time Warner Cable, leading customer marketing and retention. He also led strategy and retail store transformation for Staples, co-led customer retention for America Online, and worked at McKinsey as a leadership member of the marketing and retail practice. He received an MBA from MIT Sloan and his undergraduate in economics from the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School. I got to know Jim when he came into my office a couple of years into my time at McLean, explaining that he had extra time and offering to help out. Over the intervening years, Jim has offered his expertise in marketing and strategy and served as an incredibly strong representative of the school. He's been among our most frequent and compelling parent speakers at our open houses, never failing to bring tears to eyes, including his own, as he tells stories as a parent, his story as a parent at McLean, and among our most prolific solicitors during our capital campaign. As a trustee and now the board chair, Jim has been an invaluable friend and thought partner for me in my role as head of school. Please welcome Jim Sigliano to the podium.
I really didn't think you'd read that whole thing. I'm sorry. The Board of Trustees Leadership Award is presented in honor of Mark L. Smotkin, Chair of the Board of Trustees from 1997 to 2001, to the senior whose strong leadership skills influence the past, present, and future of the entire community. The recipient of the Board of Trustees Leadership Award this year is somebody you already have met, Brianna Barrett.
Thank you, Jim, and congratulations, Brianna. I'm honored to speak with you, McLean's class of 2023, and to facilitate this important celebration of your accomplishments and your move to greater independence. I've enjoyed getting to know you, seeing you around school, in performances on the athletic field, observing your artwork, and speaking with you in advisory lunches. What I've learned from speaking with you and from some of your teachers and advisors is that you are a mature, thoughtful, and articulate group. You've exhibited kindness and a keen sense of community spirit. You've been thoughtful and motivated to make the school a better and the world a better place. You've grown so much since ninth grade when you were louder and often had trouble agreeing on anything. Now your voices, you voice your opinions. Now you voice your strong opinions with consideration and thoughtfulness. You've grown to understand and support each other. Some of you joined school midway through high school, adding new perspectives and sensitivity to strengthen your class. Taken together, you have the qualities of strong leaders, and indeed, you've already shown yourselves to be leaders in so many ways, both in the school and beyond. You've persevered and indeed thrived through circumstances that none of us imagined when you became freshmen. I'm so proud of your accomplishments and your commitment to environmental and social justice. Your contributions in these areas will help the world thrive into the future. Of course, you also leave McLean with our signature set of skills that will serve you through life. Skills of self-awareness, resilience, and self-advocacy. Plus a strong academic foundation and a set of values that will help guide you to serve not only yourselves, but also your community. I know you put your knowledge and exceptional abilities to good use. Determine your goals and work hard. Stay on track, and if you need assistance, seek it out. That is the McLean way. You'll be sad to see you go, but I know that you will always be part of McLean, and that you take McLean with you. Please stay in touch and visit often. I hope to see you at next year's graduation. Okay, it's time to deliver our diplomas, and so I welcome to the podium Jacob Miller.
Hey, this is what you've all been waiting for. You know, it's amazing. So, first diploma for Maya, Danielle, and Bob. Adrian Delander Armstrong. Alexa Nicole Dennybrook. Brianna Marie Simone. Elizabeth Virgil.
William John Champion.
Yeah, well.
Benjamin Isidore Sigliano. Catherine Elizabeth Freed. Elham Yasmin Daga. Manuel Define Days. Shauna Reed Evans. Arena Ann Fogg. Riley Joseph Boyd. Serena Maria Flamanti Dowden. Will Kirkland Gray. Alejandro Luis Mercado Martinez. Samuel David Greenberg. Yes. Seth Garrett Ham Martin. Hannah Wood Johnson. William Kent Joseph. Robert Allen Kelly. Simon Joshua Lassiter. Sean William Label. Mohammed Ahmed Maxwell Jr. Rebecca Grace Newman, who is not with us today, but we are with her in spirit. James Dimitri Anton Paris. Stephen Tribble Barrett. Amalia Olga Burger. Aiden Gary Pollock. Wesley Francis Price. Chloe Grace Raymond. Sophie Bryn Rubin. David Nathaniel Ryan. Paula Sucre Puga. Annabella Sophie Donovan. This is the mobile class where you can switch. Ladies and gentlemen, please greet the alumni class of 2025. Wow, isn't this fun? I'm pleased to welcome back to the podium Jim Sigliano, Chair of the McLean's Board of Trustees, who will introduce the McLean's class of 2020.
We'll try to make it short. Morning, it's an honor to stand before you as both board chair and a parent and parent of one of our graduates today. And his colleagues, I want to acknowledge maybe a little skepticism taking place from that staff. Keeping that in mind, I'd like to quote Mary Schmeek, who is a Chicago Tribune columnist, from her words to graduates in the year 1997. Wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists. The rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my Leandre experience. So with that very authentic disclaimer, I also wanted to briefly share 10 additional guiding thoughts that have proven helpful to me, and I hope at least one of them will to you as well. Number one, if you want to see something through, make a promise to do it, not to yourself, but to someone else who will hold you to your word. Number two, being good at something is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Very few talents in the world were born good at it. Put it a little more bluntly, apologies, Mike, you have to suck at something for a while to get really good at it. And it takes longer than you think. But if you keep at it, you will get good at it, so keep going. Number three, do what you enjoy for work. You will be happier and have more energy for it, which will make you really good at it, and it won't feel like work anymore. And don't let others tell you what you enjoy. Number four, as I told my children since they were old enough to understand, they don't always internalize this, listen and be nice. And to be nice, you have to listen to know what other people care about. Number five, on a related note, 87% of communication is nonverbal. Silence is golden, and the most powerful negotiator is the careful observer. Listen more than you talk. Number six, be comfortable being uncomfortable. There is a lot of discomfort and struggle in life, and it's messy and fraught and perfectly natural and highly appropriate and okay. Don't worry about worrying or feel like there's something wrong with you because there's something wrong. You will figure it out. They have to go through it and through the discomfort to get there. Number seven, if you love someone, love them hard, especially your family. And work at it. You have to put the work into this too. Life is too short, goes by too fast, and too unexpectedly. Number eight, leadership is a lonely place. If you're the leader, it means you're the first one there. Be confident in your leadership, especially in your thinking. Have the courage of your convictions. That's how breakthroughs happen. Number nine, get outside of your comfort zone. A ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are for. Also, Mustangs are not tame. But that's not what Mustangs are for. Be a Mustang. Staying in your comfort zone is riskier than you know, and taking smart risks is living, learning, and growing. Number 10, A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Be truthful and speak in plain language, but deliver tough news with humor and humility. And bonus round, life is a team sport. We can't do it alone. Seek and accept help. It's not a weakness, it's a strength. And also give help to others. Be generous with your gifts. The rewards are beyond imagination and will fill your heart and the hearts of others. I hope you will find it truly is better to give than to receive, and it is best to win as a team. I'm going to finish this advice by quoting Mary Schmidt once more. Trust me on the sunscreen. In concluding these thoughts, I'd like to ask each of you to think about a moment that shifted your sense of personal possibility, of your potential, of who you could be. I want you to think about who you were when you came into fame. Think about the person in the family that you are today. Appreciate your tenacity, your courage, your growth, and your journey, for it is an incredible story, and it is on the precipice of a grand adventure. With that, McLean parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and other dear family and friends, McLean administrators, faculty, staff, and trustees, and other honored guests, it is my honor on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the McLean School of Maryland to introduce you to the McLean School class of 2022.
Thank you, Jen. I want to thank many people who worked so hard to make today's commencement run smoothly, especially Glenn Peterson, Danilo Espinosa, and Miguel Garcia Puriana, for working tirelessly to set up. Sarah Smith and Robin Speller, along with many other faculty and staff for organizing and managing this event. I thank the IT and communications team for providing video and streaming services, and David Drayton and his crew for providing sound. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating today in a little bit of McLean's history. The class of 2023, McLean's 21st graduating class, joins the ranks of 594 other McLean graduates. Graduation day is always wonderful. This year is both happy and sad for me, as this is my last at head of school. Serving McLean's been an honor, a privilege, and a joy. I look forward to enjoying future commencement ceremonies from the audience. Please remain in your seats as the faculty and the undergraduates and the dignitaries process out. We'll all be assembled for a reception in the gymnasium. All right. Yeah. Graduates, we cannot say goodbye, only farewell. In McLean tradition, we'll conclude with this Irish proverb. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields until we meet again.
Thank you, David.